Today we're at Charlotte's Blueberry Park in Tacoma, training new master gardeners how to do their pruning, and I thought I would go ahead and take you along. Hi, I'm Kendall. I'm a master gardener here in Western Washington, and I'm part of the curriculum development team for our Master Gardener program. And this is our first year we've partnered with Parks Tacoma to do some hands-on pruning of these established blueberry plants. Some of them are almost 100 years old. This park was planted in around 1929 with its first blueberries, and it's been in the hands of Parks Tacoma for a few decades now. And there are just so many plants, it's hard to get them all pruned. This particular park has 5 different varieties of blueberries that have been planted historically for sequence of blooming and fruiting. And that way people can come to the park to the different fields with the different varieties and pick from July through September, depending on the year and when everything's ripening. So planting a variety of blueberries can help you have a longer fruiting season if you're wanting to have blueberries for most of the summer. So let me go take you over to one of the bushes and we will talk about the details of what to look for in pruning an established blueberry. First, let's talk about some equipment. They brought a bucket full of gloves that have this nice grippy hand here. There are a lot of blackberries in these bushes, and so these are especially helpful to try to prevent you from getting hit by blackberries. Also, wearing long sleeves is helpful, and long pants and sturdy shoes. And then we have hand pruners like this. There are a few different brands. They have this locking mechanism. You can open them and then you can lock them in place. There are larger versions of that, which are loppers like this, and that can help you reach farther into the plant or something higher up that you couldn't reach otherwise. And then there are these hand saws. And they have this locking mechanism here. So you push that to open them. They have these super sharp blades, and that will help you with larger branches, like probably 1/2 inch or above, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And then it locks open, and then you push this again to close it. And then you're very, very careful when you close it to get those together there. I don't see any fresh cuts on this one, so we're gonna work on this bush, and let me just take you through what we are looking for. Usually there are 3 Ds of pruning. Sometimes people say there are 4 Ds: dead, diseased, damaged, and disarranged, if you wanna do a 4th one. And so most of these plants, because they're so in need of pruning, it's been so long, we're just gonna work on dead, diseased, and damaged. Also maybe old, which is not a D. Some of these bushes have old, really thick branches in the middle that aren't going to be very productive anymore, so we want to take those out if we see some old, really big ones that are covered in moss and lichen and that sort of thing. So this is a great example of damaged here. Even if this isn't dead yet, it's going to be soon. Somebody probably walked by and hit that branch right there, so we're going to remove that. Okay, if I just reach into the bush, there's already some dead that's just in there. I didn't have to cut it off or anything. I can just reach in and clean that out. Another thing you might have to do with these bushes is clear around from the base of them. Some of them have blackberries in them. Some of them just have tall grass that the mowers haven't been able to get to, or the string trimmers, so you might have to pull some debris away from the base to really see what you're working with. All right, I found here another example of just dead that's just sitting in here, so I don't even have to make any decisions about that. I just pull that out and get rid of it. That's a great starting point if you're feeling nervous about pruning. Just go through and remove anything that's already loose or dead or sitting around the plant. And I'm finding a lot of things in the crown of the plant here. So here's our clear example of dead. That's our first D. Diseased, we looked at the bushes and there don't seem to be a lot of diseased ones here, which is great. So even though there isn't a lot of disease in this plant, there's some things that are kind of rotting away because they're so old. So that's probably the closest we're gonna get to diseased with this guy. So this is damaged already and it's gonna be dead soon. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm not able to just pull it off with my hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my hand pruners and open those up. And I'm going to prune it right here. We did talk a little bit about cuts and whether they should be angled or not. It really is not that precise of a thing for a tree or a branch size like this. Sometimes if you're cutting large stumps or branches, you might want to angle it so water doesn't sit on it, but this is such a small surface area, it's not a big deal. So the main thing with disarranged for these bushes, that final D, is crossing branches. So we're already going to be pruning at least a quarter or a third of these bushes just to clean them up and get some of the old wood out of there. So we're not going to be really pruning them for a lot of like looking pretty like you might with the Japanese maple or something like that. So the main disarranged thing we're looking for is if there are branches, large branches like this, we will choose to remove one of them so they don't damage each other by rubbing in the wind or get in each other's way, and you want to leave some airflow in there for them. You can see how this one is coming across here in the way of that one. So I'm going to take that branch all the way back to where it meets the main stem here and trim that out. And then that leaves this thicker main branch without a smaller one rubbing up against it and damaging it. And then here's an example of a bunch of things crossing each other and some dead. So I'm going to clean this up. See how this branch is going into the middle of the bush? I'm going to pull that out. And a lot of these just little stragglers, if you have the time, you can pull those out. So you can see here how this might be kind of hard to see or to get in there, but I'm wanting to prune away some of the larger branches if I can to create some airflow in there and get some separation between these branches that are rubbing up against each other. That's easier said than done probably, but I'm gonna see what I can do here. All right, so we already have some airflow here. See if I can show you. We already have some airflow here. So if there's any way for me to create more airflow in this part of the plant, that's what I'm gonna try to do next. All right, if you can't get the branch out, try pushing up. I wasn't able to get down quite as far as I would have liked on that one, but I did create some airflow in there. So obviously these trees are old. This is a very established blueberry park. So the goal for our pruning here might not be the same as your goal. If you have a newer plant at home, you might be trying to control for size so you can pick blueberries down at your level and not let your bush get too tall. You might be trying to make it look prettier, maybe opening up the center for more V shape so there's more air inside. You might have different goals. Here, anything is better than what we have. A lot of what they're doing right now is shearing them because they have to keep the aisles clear for mowing and for access. And shearing is not the best way to prune these plants. We want to go into the center of them. We want to remove some of those older branches, older trunks, and get some airflow in there and make room for the newer branches. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I'm gonna get back to my pruning job. I hope to see you again in the next video soon. Bye.